Okay, bluegill part 3. What I'm going to do is set the eyes in this bluegill. We've been working on this step by step. I've got some eyes that I don't think I'm going to use them anymore. I'm not too crazy about the idea of this is acrylic type eye, I think made out of something other than glass. I like using the glass eyes because chemicals won't affect it. I'm told that lacquer, acetone or lacquer or anything like that will affect these eyes and could dull them up. Although I'm going to be using water base on this fish for the most part. I don't like that idea. I like to have the freedom to use what I want without it possibly damaging the eyes. So, but we're going to go ahead and put them in like I always. The one thing, they do have a little butt sticking out here to help set or whatever, I guess, but I don't usually need that. But what we do to start with, and I think you guys have seen me do this before, is I use mache to begin with to set my eyes in there, and it doesn't take much. Doesn't take much at all. Put a little water in there with it and mix it up to a creamy type consistency, which I can tell already I've got it too soupy. So I've got to put some more in there to thicken it up a little bit. To make it like a paste. Man, I did put too much water in there. I'm gonna have to even put more in there. Let me get my big container of mache. I got carried away with the water. I put way too much water in there with it. Turned it not into a paste, but into a soup. Can't work with it like that. You gotta have it to a paste consistency. Let's see if I can stir it around in here and get it mixed like it needs to be. And I've got way more than what I need here, but I've got some more fish to set some eyes with. So if I can get to it before it dries and starts hardening up, I can go ahead and take care of them also right after I finish with this one. Okay, I think that'll work. All right, let's see if I can get in here where you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to put it in the eye socket. If I can get it in there. Kind of push it in there and build it up in there, and just like that. And then I'll slide some of this excess off of it, because I won't need that much. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll take the eye and I'll place it right in there like that. I think that'll be good for now. And then I'll scrape off this excess. You see, I didn't need much at all. I mixed far too much for this. So I'll have enough to do some of the other the other fish with while I've got it mixed up. See if I can scrape some of this off of here, and I'll come back with a brush when it dries. And okay, that's all it is to that. See if I can push it in there a little more. Don't want to get too deep. These old fish, sometimes they have like a bug eye anyway. All right. All right, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do the other side the exact same way, and then I'm gonna push it over to the side and I'm gonna let it dry, and then we'll come back and build up around the eye somewhat. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a little while. All right, now that the eye is set in mache, we're going to build up around the eyes here, right around the edge of them. And how I do that is with the epoxy sculpt that you saw me put on the back. And we're not going to need much of this for that job right there at all. We're going to need just a tad. If you don't know what a tad is, that's pretty close to a smidgen. Surely you know what a smidgen is. If you were born and raised down south, that's somewhere between a tad and a smidgen. What? You didn't learn that in school? What kind of teacher did you have? Okay. Like I say, it takes, this is 2-part, and it takes very little. This is probably even too much that I got right here. Let me put it in some water there. Helps it work with it a little better. It's got to be mixed real well. You want it mixed well, and you want it when it's finished, before you put it on there, like a piece of chewing gum or bubble gum that you've been chewing on for a while, where you can work with it. I believe we're about there. Okay, I'm gonna roll it. Like I said, I've got well more than enough and what I need. And we're just gonna, I don't know if you can see this or not, we're just gonna start putting it around the eye as such. It's kind of hard for me to work with it and let you see it also. And then we're going to take and just kind of smooth that out and take off what we need. I don't want it too bulky around the eye. And just kind of smooth it out. And I'm going to take and just kind of cut some of that off of there because it's too much. And it'll help, kind of help set that eye in that socket and help it along with that mache to stay in there. And there was some caved in spots around the edge of the eye that it'll help build up. Let's see if I can just smooth that out. Water is your friend in the shop. And a little will go a long way. Now let me see if I can cut away from that eye a little bit, show a little bit more of it around the edge. Kind of give it that excuse me, that old bug eye appearance. Okay. Put a little bit more back. You can add or you can take away. Put a little bit more back in there and smooth it out. And you can work with this stuff for a while. It takes it a while to harden up and dry. Okay. I think we about got that. Once it's painted over, it'll be just fine. I just want to keep that eye clear. I don't want it drying on top of that eye if possible. And I think that'll work. And so what I'm going to do is do the other side, and then we'll go from there.